Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Buster Green, and as it stands today, I need 939 watch hours to get monetized. So yeah, that's a lot, but if 1,000 people do it, it could happen in an hour. So help me out, people. Just watch my stuff for an hour today. Alright, so let's talk about... Oh, by the way, I'm still getting over a cold, and I'm still pretty congested, but I'm like 98% better at this point. I'm like relatively feeling like my old self. I'm just still sneezing. Anyway, so let's talk about Gundam from Mercury. We're up to episode 7 today. Episode 7 starts off with Pale Technologies blatantly admitting the Fair Act is a Gundam. And what is interesting here is they're doing some backstage drama, and they're only admitting it directly to the heads of the Benerit group, who particularly are Zanelli's dad and Jaturk's dad. Now, they're seemingly offended by how casually they broke the law about it, but they're more intrigued to play this out because they want to mess up Delling Rembrandt. Alright, so after the OP, we go to Soletta working in the Tomatoes house, and that a-hole bitch Miorine slams a fucking can to her skull. What an abusive cunt, how fucking dare she? Oh my god, Soletta, are you okay? Yo, Miorine, that's not cool. I'm like so over you right now, alright? Anyway, it's been a week since Elan died, and Soletta's definitely got her like girlfriend senses on high alert. She knows something foul has happened, but she doesn't know what. And Miorine continues to be an a-hole bitch who only cares about escaping her problems. And then the girls get invited to this incubation party, which sounds fucking like kinky. I don't know. Incubation? What's with that word? That is not a good word. Anyway, Soletta gets stoked because she's apparently really excited to go, and apparently Elan will be required to appear at the party. So she thinks if she goes to the party, she'll finally see him and she can like set the record straight. So they just go straight to the party, and this is the 14th or 15th incubation party event. And it's hosted by like the Benerit group, and you see all these cool mobile suits in the hangar. One of them, by the way, is Yoasobi's Demi Trainer custom, and the rest of them are just for show, I guess. Anyway, Miorine and Soletta show up wearing full ball gowns, and everyone else is just dressed normally, wearing like a corsage. Oh, and then Miorine fucking punches Soletta in the back for like no reason. Yo, Miorine is being super abusive to Soletta in this episode. What the fuck? Why is she so physically abusive now? I don't like her. Alright, I gotta calm down. Anyway, so this appears to be a weird mix of both a high school party and a corporate trade show with all the boringness and awkwardness of both. So, yeah, Elan is required to appear at the party. Oh, hey, I missed this part on my first watch of the episode, but right here they explain that the party is also kind of a once-a-year Kickstarter event for various different mobile suit concepts that are in development to see what the public is interested in and then to get funding for those. They throw out this random example, but whatever it is, it fails instantly, so I guess the voting has to be done immediately. I don't know if... No, realistically that would not work, but I guess it almost works since this is a party for rich people. Huh, go figure. Okay. And since the Elan we liked has died, apparently the real Elan is going to make his first appearance here for the other characters. And this ought to go down well. Anyway, the witches say they're also making another Elan, but he's not ready yet. Now, interestingly, there's a bunch of extras here who look way more like traditional, like, Yaz, UC, Gundam people, but anyway, Miorine continues to be a super abusive wife to Soletta and scares her shitless. Then Shadiq Zanelli shows up in his fancy attire, and I guess he's starting to hit on Soletta, so we've reached that long way in moment where he, like, puts his foot in the ring. By the way, in the suit he's wearing, he looks way too much like Gwen Langsford from Turning Gundam. Anyway, Shadiq and Miorine, they have this unexpected pseudo-friendship because apparently they grew up together. And then Shadiq calls out that he's impressed that Miorine isn't being totally selfish right now. And then Soletta's mom shows up, and that's intriguing. Now, after that, things start to get really spicy. Apparently, Lady Prospera is a fan of Miorine's because she saw that crazy interaction in episode 2, and I completely forgot she was still in the room for that. But she completely latched onto that and thought she could use that. So anyway, Prospera sends Soletta to get more of that orange soda everyone's drinking, and then Prospera fucking grabs Miorine. Now at first I thought she was going to call her out on all the abuse, but Prospera actually keeps it civil at first. But she does ask Miorine about how much she hates her father. And apparently she's all in on Suletta and Miorine getting married, but she wants more information about how that will actually play out in the long run. Now, surprisingly, Miorine plays right into her hands and starts going on a rant about how unreasonable and cruel her dad is, and Prospera fucking loves it. Then she flips her fucking evil villain bipolar switch and starts straight up criticizing Miorine for being a poor, spoiled rich girl who has all the money in the world, but boohoo, her rich dad who gives it to her tells her what to do with it. And yeah, she's right. Like, Miorine is living this, like, hypocritical life because of her dad, but she's, like, way too creepy about it. So the whole scene is, like, really, really, like, disturbing. Meanwhile, Suletta tried to pick up 3, maybe even 4 glasses of soda. I'm not sure why. There's only 3 of them. Okay, yeah, it makes sense that she would try to pick up 3, but for some reason she picked up 4 and she spilled them all on herself. Alright, anyway, Jaturk's brother is there and he's like, ugh, what a fucking slob. Why is my brother into that? And then they show Suletta being all, like, wet and vulnerable, and it's like, yo, that is what your brother is into. Anyway, so then fucking OG Elan goes to help Suletta. Uh-oh. And then Miorine's dad shows up. Uh-oh. And then Zanelli's dad is the old man in the wheelchair from Breaking Bad. Uh-oh. Anyway, then Nika eats this delicious, best-looking animated steak I've ever seen. Like, fuck this. I want to eat this. Then Zanelli gives Nika a huge thank you for helping him do something illegal, which is really suspicious and interesting. Anyway, fucking OG Elan is a huge fucking slime ball. Like, I really thought he would, like, fuck up somehow and, like, Suletta would, like, notice they'd switch them out. But no, he's, like, way too fucking smooth and things just go way too, like, good for him. Like, it's gross. And Suletta is, like, way too into it, and that's, like, even more gross. And I'm like, oh, Suletta, why? Like, this new Elan, he's not the same guy. He's too nice. And Suletta's just too happy. And it's like, no, Suletta, no, that's not your boyfriend. He's a fucking body snatcher. You gotta wake up. Like, isn't his, like, I don't know, demeanor different? Does he smell different? Like, there's got to be something here that's, like, wrong, you know? Anyway, so then the Pale Technologies ladies come out and they, like, present Suletta and Elan. And they shockingly put them on literal pedestals. And they force Suletta to do some public speaking. And she almost chokes, but surprisingly, her abuse from Miorine during the day, like, made her do a full public appearance thing with, like, out fucking it up. So then they go over the Elan and Suletta battle and mention that the two of them achieved some, like, crazy mental link during the battle. And, like, the fucking evil Pale Witches then tell everyone that the Ariel is a Gundam, and then they isolate Suletta on an even smaller pedestal and shine a red light on her. And it's like, lol, what the fuck are they doing? Like, she could fall off that thing. So then the shit gets mega, mega spicy. The Pale Witches, like, start to prosecute Suletta and prosecute the Gundam. And then Jaturk's dad, like, steps out of nowhere and declares, like, very, like, on script that the process of building a Gundam violates the Cathedral Agreement. And then OG Elan also says a fucking stage line that Suletta doesn't even know what a Gundam is. And then Suletta just starts, like, fucking crying for her mom, and it's fucking sad. And her mom doesn't even show up because her mom would obviously derail the whole thing. Her mom is apparently outside being, like, fucking, like, lied to by a fucking 14-year-old boy. Another play by Jaturk, but wow, okay, sure. So anyway, Miorine can't fucking stand this, so she fucking charges the stage. Because this is such a fucking staged event designed to get the Ariel Gundam destroyed, Miorine fucking, like, figures that out, and she says it's corporate fuckery because they just want it out of the way because they're the two biggest corporations, and this fucking Gundam, like, outshone them and, like, put them to shame. So then Miorine makes her own fucking move and lays down her own corporate fuckery. She intends to pick up the dissolved Pale Technologies Gundam Ferric development team, plus Lady Prospera's team, to make a designated Gundam team with the sole goal of redeveloping Gundam technology in a way that is completely safe and profitable, which it seems that the Ariel team has already successfully done. So the work's, like, done. She's just, like, picking this stuff up and, like, taking the money. Now, Shadiq is really impressed by this, but thinks no one will back her and it won't work. And to start with, no one gives her any money because who the fuck is she? Her dad shouts at her directly that she has no credibility and she's never done anything like this before. So he tells her to get the fuck out. And Miorine vows that she's going to protect Soletta. And the words from Prospera earlier, like, fucking got to her. So she rips off her rich girl shoes and runs up the fucking stairs and fucking exploits her dad for even more money because that's all he fucking is to her. He's a fucking ATM. Miorine has no fucking credibility and no fucking money, but her dad has fucking both. So she gets fucking money out of her fucking rich dad, and then her fucking business is like fucking kickstarted in 2 fucking seconds because her fucking dad just has that much credibility. And anyway, after that, Prospera and Miorine shake hands because now they're in business together. Oh, and then finally at the end of the episode, Soletta asks her mom, like, is the Ariel really a Gundam? And her mom is like, yeah, obviously, Soletta. I fucking lied to you, lol. And Soletta's just like, what? I love it every time the show ends like that. I don't care if it's predictable. I don't care if it's repetitive. The show fucking earns it every fucking time. God, this show is so fucking interesting. Alright, so yeah, boiling down this episode, it's been a week. There's a party. The original plan for Pale Technologies was to throw Soletta, the Ariel, the Ferret, all in the trash just to reset the status quo at a major financial loss to them, but a huge gain by removing their only competitor. But Miorine, who was super abusive to Soletta all through the episode, completely manned up here and took her responsibility seriously by protecting Soletta and promising the world new safe Gundams that don't kill their pilots. Gotta say, Miorine actually improved a lot in this episode, and this episode had a very episode 2 vibe, which was another big Miorine episode. Now, I have no clue if this new Gundam technology company that she's making is going to continue to take personnel away from the Ferroc team or Pale Technologies, but I wonder if this does mean that Pale Technologies will develop their own Gundams separately on the side for their own abusive reasons, or maybe they won't because it's obviously illegal and not safe, but who knows. I'm super shocked that Delling came around in this episode. I think his character had an arc in this episode, and the point of it came down to that at the end of the day, he doesn't hate Miorine, he loves her, even though he has nothing in common with her, and he can't relate to her. So for all those reasons, because she made such a show against him again, he gave her money. OG Elan though, OG Elan is a fucking slime ball. His actions all through the episode were so fabricated and so shady. I don't know if he's going to be dealing with this new Gundam company closely or not, but if he is, I wonder if he'll be around and working with Soletta now. But hey, they promised another clone Elan is coming, so overall, I just want Soletta to figure out the clone Elan thing because that fucking asshole boy is going to hurt her again, and I don't want it. It's coming and it's gonna be awful. By the way, one last thing I have to bring up at the end of the episode, Lady Prospera is obviously another potential final boss, which makes me wonder if she will end up fighting Soletta at some point in the show, but I personally doubt it. I think the mother-daughter drama is too much for them to actually fight. But in this episode, when she corners Miorine, you start to see little bits of that full-blown crazy start to leak out. I don't think it's going to be anything like what Char did in the OG Gundam killing the Zabi family, but I have a feeling it's going to be a lot more like Raoul Le Creuset and Gundam Seed, going around listing reasons why he's going to murder people as he murders them. Something like that. Something really fucking insane like that. Anyway guys, I'm still sick. I gotta buy some soup. I'll talk to you guys later. Enjoy your Gundam. Good night.